Looking for a place for the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your event in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden.
Okay, a very good evening to all of you, my friends, relatives, well wishers, and those of you who wait for our program to be on. Welcome to the longest health program in Guyana. And we've been on for it since 1996, somewhere around there. And my operator, I want to thank you for being there because he's been there from day one. My operator I have now has been with me since he was a little boy. I don't mean it to be bad, but since he was I guess maybe a young man, he just came out of his diaper, his pampers, and so on, and learned some things about went to school and learned got his brain all worked up and got smart with IT stuff and television. He started doing this program since Roger Moore days. This guy was with me since Roger Moore days, folks, since 1996, and here he is still. You know, I mean, he's not the same size as he was. He's a little bigger. His hair had hair on it then. I don't think he has any hair in his head now. What else is wrong? He was a young man. Now I think he got family and all that. So thank you, Dale, for being there. And you were a partner that I got to know for several years now. Sitting in the sitting in there, continuing to teach there more things, I guess. Anyhow, welcome to our program once again, and it's important to be a little funny or to have a little laughter because these times are not ordinary times. These are sad times, and they're difficult times for many persons. And the more I continue to do my work, the more I realize how bad these times are. You know, um, maybe it's not the times. Maybe I shouldn't say that the times are bad because we all are living in the same era in the same time. It's just that some persons are um, in a state that is worse than others. Okay, so I don't think the times are bad. I think it's the opportunities that present themselves or persons um, took advantage of and others didn't are becoming more vast. Okay, there's a bigger gap. Today, the average person cannot afford to live a life that is of any decency. The average person goes to the grocery store and spends, who used to spend, I should say, in 2018, 2019, $10,000 and go home with a trunk full of groceries, including gas to cook the food and all of that in a cylinder. Today, that money can only maybe fill up a front seat, not a trunk anymore. In other words, everything has gotten so expensive that the average person cannot even buy a house, a kitchen cupboard full of groceries anymore on the salary that they're earning. Average person, right? So time is going, But life is getting tougher for some people, and something needs to happen. Okay. Um, I was only yesterday. I was speaking with someone about the produce in the marketplace. I think she said that a pound of yams costs nearly $800. I don't know how true that is. I haven't gone to the market to see what the yams cost, right? But she was saying to me that nearly if you want a pound of yam, you got to spend nearly $800. Okay. Now, if 1 pound of yam is that much money, let us just say the yam is 600, right? I know for a fact that a pound of plantain that was $45 a while ago, even less than that, today you're paying over 200, maybe $300 a pound, right? I wonder where these plantains and these yams grow. I wonder if they have to be imported from some country in Ecuador or something like that. I wonder if the plantain has to be imported from Haiti or somewhere. I want to tell you something. I believe that if we import provision from another country that produces provision, we will be able to have it sold for less money than it's selling for in Guyana right now. I believe so. I honestly believe so. Why the spike in costs for things? I think is that the farmers are taking advantage of the situations. They're taking advantage. And somehow there has to be some type of price control that is to go in place, because if the increase is not occurring in the salaries, but in the food, then soon enough, you have to be working for food. I see people standing on the road with signs. Not in Guyana yet, but it's going to come, I know. And the signs are saying, I will work for food. I will work for food. If we don't be careful, soon enough, we may end up having those signs in Guyana. I will work for food. Listen, when anybody here, anywhere else out of Guyana that don't know Guyana, that a person is working for $40,000 a week, they're thinking that's a lot of money. I don't work for that. I don't work for $40,000 a week. What's going on in Guyana? Oh, because of the oil, because of this, because of that. The money sounds plenty, my friends. In the ears of many, it sounds like a lot of money. But the people don't know that the currency exchange has a lot to do with the value of the money. 40,000 Guyana dollars is not even 200 US dollars. Okay? So the average person in Guyana is working for less than $200 a week US. That's a fact. Now, if you're working for under $200 a week US, and you have children in the house, you have to pay water, electricity. You have to get gas to cook your food, or electricity will be in there. The electric cost to run your oven will be in there. Most people have gas stoves. If you gotta pay for your children to go to school, if you gotta pay for you to go to work, if you gotta get clothes for the children and for yourself, $40,000 can't make it. It can't cut it. It can't. $40,000 a week is like food that you need to buy to feed your family. Seriously. I'm saying all of this to get to one point. When you get sick, my friends, and you have to go to the doctor or the hospital, you can't afford to pay for medicine. And we're seeing it every day. We're seeing it every day. At our clinic, we have to import everything that we have. And we can't get it unless we pay for it. We have to ship it. We have to pay duty on it. We have to pay transportation on it. You see? So it costs to get to the end, to the door, it costs a lot of money. Sometimes to get to the door, it costs more than the cost of the medicine to get to the door or to get to the clinic. Y'all don't understand. Sometimes it costs us more than the cost of the medicine to get it to the door because you have to import it. And then we have to pay duty, then we have to pay shipping, and we have to pay all these things. We don't have to pay shipping and duty and planting and yams and sweet potato netto. The farmers don't have to pay that expense on those things, maybe transportation, maybe some labor to reap it, maybe some money to put the chemicals to make it grow, which they shouldn't. They're killing people with the chemicals. But they don't have to import it and pay shipping and duty. So why is everything so expensive? I would like an explanation as to why the cost of food that is produced in Guyana is so expensive that people can't afford to eat anymore. If you can't afford to eat, my friends, you can't afford to live. If you can't afford to buy food for your children, you cannot have smart or educated children reproduce because they need food to develop themselves. They need food to give them nutrients to make them retain, to study, to make them perform, to learn, to prove that they have learned when it comes to exams. If you can't afford to find food, then what can you afford? Some people will afford a shoes or a wig or a weave. They will put the weave or the wig or the makeup in front of the food that they need to eat. They prefer to look fancy than to eat. And they prefer to look fake than to eat healthy. I'm talking plain. When you wear, and I've always talked with women about why they're wearing these headpieces. You can pay at least as much as $50,000 for a headpiece, something to put on your hair, on your head, and you have hair on your head. Where are the priorities that we need to set and establish in our lives? For me, the wig will dry rot because my belly comes first. My life comes first. For me, the nails will rotten. The false nails will rotten because my health comes first. And when you put on those things on your body, the chemicals that are used that goes into those things go into your bloodstream and messes you up. Where are our priorities? You know, we are already faced with extravagant costs to get food to eat, but yet still we're going to spend all this money to buy things that are false just because you want to look good. Guyanese people need to wake up. Yes, you want to. Some people say, well, I'm not able to comb my hair every day, so I put on the wig. Really, really. I remember when I was growing up that my mother made 13 children, right? 13 children my mother made. I grew up knowing 11 of them because 2 died before I was really conscious to know them. Okay? I grew up with 7 sisters, my brothers and sisters. 7. And every day they hear combed by one or the other. One of the sisters combed the other sister here. Or my mother combed the small one until the small one got big and she combed. It used to be something that was normal. You comb your hair to go to school. You comb your hair to go to work. You're saying now today that you don't got time to comb your own hair? And your hair is troublesome? And your hair is whatever it is? Fix your hair, is your own. Some people are dying to get their own hair. They'll do anything to get their own hair. And Guyanese women are taking thousands of dollars instead of putting it into their health, instead of putting it into their body system, to make them feel better, to make them look better, to make them live longer and healthier lives. They're taking that money and wasting it on artificial pieces of things. You need to get your priorities in order. Some of you have children, you can't even afford to pay the fees for them to go to school. You can't even afford to buy books for them. You can't even afford to buy a proper shoe for them to wear to go to school. But yet, you can afford to buy a wig for your head and some fancy clothes because they got name brands on them. And you're denying the children what they need to help them to become smart. And then when they don't perform, you want to chastise them. Where are our priorities? A friend sent me something last night, and it's funny how things happen, eh? Things happen in Guyana, and somebody from New York or some other place in Canada or so has to send it. They get the information faster than you can get it in Guyana. I want my operator, my buddy, to show this thing that happened last night, I think. I wanted to show it, but it's not ready yet. He's going to show it. I want you to see that what happens. What happens to the lives of Guyanese people. You're going to see in a little bit. Okay? I think it happened only last night. Right? Where is the love for humans? Where is the, the, the common sense? Where is the ability to think? Where is the ability to focus? Where is the ability to, to do the right thing? Where is the ability for you to do the right thing to save your life? Where? We focus on things that will destroy us rather than things that will enhance our lives and make us better citizens, make us productive citizens. And I'll say it again, don't depend on the government, any government, to do things for you. Let the government come after you to come to them because you're so good at what you do or what you have that they want your service. Don't let the government control your life. Don't depend on the government to feed you. Don't depend on the government to house you. It's not the government's responsibility. It's your responsibility to house yourself, to feed yourself, to clothe yourself, to, to maintain your body health. It's your responsibility, not the government, any government. I don't care which one it is. The government has the, and you know, it's funny, huh? In many places, government don't have to sell land to people. Government creates the scenario that provides the land for persons to occupy the land. Imagine the government selling you land for 5 and 6 and $10 million house lot. And I ain't talking on the government. And then when you get the land, you want to build your house. There's no road to go into. There's no electricity. There's no water. But yet still, you pay that money for a piece of land. What should happen is that the government, yes, can sell the land. The money that is earned from selling the land should be used to provide infrastructure before you are even able to build your house. No one should be having to build any home without having a path to drive electricity to be able to use current, a pipe to turn on water. It shouldn't happen. It just shouldn't be like that. The money that is earned from you buying that land or paying the government should be used for that purpose. And you should not be allowed to start any construction until the infrastructure is in. Much of that should be the works of an agency outside of the government. Should be. There should be agencies set up to establish infrastructure, not the government. When you pay the government for the land, the government should have that agency that is responsible for ensuring that the infrastructure is in, not the government. The government should not be responsible for that. I don't know why we get tangled up with all those things in government. You pay the government for land because the land belongs to the state, right? You never own land, you know. You can't take the land to your grave. You might be buried on the land, right? Somebody else will come and they will keep going and going and going. Okay? So you're paying the government to occupy the land, and you have a deed or a title to say that this piece of land is assigned to me by the government. This is a representative that says, I am the owner of this piece of land, lease from the government. However, whatever is earned from selling that land, whether it's 40, 50, 60 acres, there should be an agency established that is responsible for developing the land. In other words, putting in infrastructure to provide the means for persons to be able to build houses. I don't know that. I don't think that's how it's done. I know that's not how it's done. It shouldn't be done like that. And the government should have um, representatives that ensures that whatever is asked to be done is done according to what is asked to be done. In other words, the quality that we want you to put in there should be what we see when you're done. Structure, my friends, not infrastructure. Structure. And the same way we structure that particular scenario, we need to structure our lives like that. You know, I got people in homes that don't even cook. They don't cook. They buy food every day. And guess what? The cook shop is not cooking for you in your condition. The cook shop is cooking for the public to buy. So if you have a condition that does not require you to use salt or fats, they're not catering to you. When you go there to buy, you're getting all the salt and the fat. So when you eat it and drink it, guess what happens to you? You get sick because your body is not really in a state where it can handle certain things. But yet you go and eat, and then you get sick. And then you expect the doctor or the hospital to create the miracle to bring you back to normalcy. You put pressure on the facility and on the doctors to try to bring you back as you should be, when you should be cooking your food at home and managing your body as you should. I want you to take a look at this video. It's only about a few seconds long, maybe 10 seconds, right? This is what happened to a couple of people. I think it were two of them last night. Take a look. Can you show that back for me, please? One more time. Now we all take a look at this again. I hope you saw that, and I don't think you understood what happened there. I was corrected. I got this thing last night, and I was told it happened yesterday. But today is not last night. Today is another day. So it happened 2 days ago, right? As far as I know, that was a motorcycle with a rider and a pillow, someone in the back sitting there, right? And I don't know if one or both of them died or what, but I don't know the end result of that. But I learned that somebody head came off. Don't know if that's true or not. Okay. Now, I don't understand. I call motorcycles human torpedoes because the way people ride those motorcycles is like they're looking for something to shoot them off, or when they hit something, they're going to be like a torpedo going wherever they go. I don't think that person realized anything last night because it happened so fast that I don't even think they know what happened. Okay? I don't know what happened to the driver of the canter. I don't know the details of the accident, but it was just sent to me to say, Doc, take a look at this. Can you believe this? That is what we do with our lives. My friends, the young men and women, some women too, in this era, in Guyana, are not normal. There must be something wrong in the DNA that interfered with their ability to think straight. We have crime that is committed on people who, I don't know. I mean, crime, robbery, and violence and killing and I mean, what is happening to our society today that is causing people to go into those modes where they commit these acts? What is happening today? What is happening, or what is occurring today didn't start today. What is occurring today started a long time ago. It started when they were growing up. It started when they were being influenced by parents who needed to be parented themselves. It started during the times when persons who parented children, it's still happening, were bringing children into the world without knowing the responsibility of what it takes to have these children grow up in the right way. It's a massive breakdown of the infrastructure that is needed to bring children into the world so that they could become good citizens and citizens who would think the right way and function the right way and do the right things and become champions in different ways, even if it's athletics or education or in arts, or you know, I don't even realize, I don't even think this person in Guyana knows why they are on earth. I don't think the average person in Guyana knows that they came in the world for a reason. Seriously, everyone here on earth is here for a reason. I don't think we have half of the people in Guyana or more who understand why they're here and what purpose they need to serve. So because we have that situation, we have chaos. We have persons who can't read, can't write. And I'm talking about young people, not the elderly people who grew up in times when they didn't have all the school. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about today. I'm talking about 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. 20 years ago, even 25 years ago. There are persons in our society who cannot even read or write, but they can gamble, they can steal, they can rape, they can murder, they can smoke and they can smoke weed, they can do drugs. But they cannot be creative, they cannot manufacture anything, they cannot think to be able to come up with ideas that can make the world better. We need to go back to the drawing board again. I know this is a health program, but it has a lot to do with health because if we have a society that is in chaos, then the residents are going to be traumatized one way or another. And then you can't get the food to buy, not for the money you have in your pocket. So what do you eat? Tea and bread and rice. There's some people who have to put salt in rice or sugar in rice to get food. I know that. There are people who are living in our society who go to bed at night without food, hungry, and their parents are out there partying, buying false hair, false nails, and other false things. And the children are home hungry. Where are our priorities in life? It's a serious thing, you know. My friends, I want you to know that dengue fever and coronavirus are both alive and well, and they're infiltrating and invading your homes. They're causing deaths. And many of you are thinking that mask is the most disgusting thing that was created, but you better wear them. And you better wear the right ones. Because you too might become a victim. You see them grass you got growing on in front of around your yard, around your house? You better cut them. Because the mosquito loves the water and the dampness. And the same mosquito that you think is not going to be by you is living around your house, waiting to bite you. And you see them dogs and cats and all them animals you have in your house, in your bed, in your living room, in your chair and all that. They don't come by themselves. They come with things. Many of you have been bitten by ticks and fleas and have Lyme's disease. And you don't know it. Check Lyme's disease. Google Lyme's disease and the effects of having Lyme's disease, and then you will see. Those dogs need to be in the kennels somewhere, not in your bed and in your furniture, in your house, on your carpet. What is wrong with y'all? Some of you spend more money on the dog than you spend on your children. Yes, I see the dog and I see the children. And I know that that dog is getting better treatment than your children. The dog can't become a lawyer. The dog can't become a doctor. The dog can't become an engineer. The dog cannot be a person who has a trade that performs something that can help someone else. The dog will only take from you because you have to feed it. And he will make you sick because it comes with things that can make you sick. They come with worms. You can't see them. And the mosquitoes bites the dogs or the cats. And then they come and they bite you. And when they bite you, they deposit a larva in you from the dog or cat. Check it. Some of you are just ignorant, or I should say, you don't have the knowledge as to the dangers that you're surrounding yourself with when you have those animals in your home. I know some of you don't like me. You don't like what I'm saying, but soon enough, you're going to find out. Soon enough, you'll find out. Some of you have the dogs sleeping in bed and the children on the floor. Yes, some of you, the dog is more important than your child. So what do you make the child for? Why didn't you make a dog? Better wake up. You need to get out there and cut your grass and clean your drains and get the water flowing and get the rubbish out of the back of your yard and from around your house. Don't create areas or damp areas for mosquitoes to dwell. Mosquitoes, flies, rats, roaches don't belong in homes. They bring things. And some of the things that they bring can cost you your life. You know where dengue fever come from? You need to research it, check it. I don't know if some of what I say gets into your head of some of you. You probably don't even listen to me somehow. But when you're suffering, you're running your calm. I don't mind trying to help, but you've got to help yourself. Get out there. Plant your garden. If you got no space, get containers. Get some soil. Plant your okra and your boar and your belandria and your pak choy and your callaloo. Plant around your house. Plant on your veranda. Some of you are so darn lazy. You don't even want to plant nothing. You can't even, you don't even, you want to get food, but you don't want to go out there and get it. The persons who retired in Guyana, they hardly have any programs for retirees. But many of you are skilled and you have knowledge and you still have the ability to do things. Come together and start doing things with each other. Some of you know each other, you grew up with each other. Start doing things that can be productive and give yourself a chance to live longer and healthier instead of sitting on holding in a house doing nothing, gambling, playing dominoes and cards. What is wrong with us? Where is the God-given ability or gifts or talents or brains that we come in the world with? What are we doing with it? And then when you get sick, you're hoping that some miracle is created to get you back well. Because some of you, when you get sick, you're coming out of it. Your bodies are so deteriorated inside that the moment you get sick is not a matter of time. You know, Cancer Awareness Month is coming again. I wonder how many of you are aware of cancer. Cancer Awareness Month is coming next month. I call it Cancer Awareness Month. I think they're going there now. They used to focus a lot on Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now it's Cancer Awareness Month in many places. There's some people who listen to me, you know. Cancer Awareness Month is coming next month. Are you aware of cancer? Cancer is taking out so many people in our country. And many of you don't even know what cancer is. Let us get educated, man. Let us educate ourselves. Let us get together in groups and start listening to each other, teaching each other, come up with ideas. Come together as friends or family members and say, look, there's 5 of us. You grow pak choy, I gonna grow balanje. You gonna grow callaloo. You gonna grow some seasoning like some thyme and some shallot. And if you got yard, I can grow plantain and banana. And guess what? When they start to bear and produce, you interchange with each other. You says, I can bring some callaloo, you can bring some pak choy. I can bring some balanje, you can bring some okra. And you don't have to buy nothing anymore because now you're feeding yourselves. Mr. Barnum used to say that, produce or perish. As a little boy, remember that. It's happening. You don't produce in your household or in your backyard, you're going to perish or you're going to punish. Produce or perish. When you don't have the nutrition in your body and you have the ability with your immune system to fight for you by eating and drinking the right things, by exercising, by getting out there and stretching your bones and your muscles. Not really your bones, but your muscles, your tissues, and sending some oxygen through those arteries, blood vessels, to your brain. Some of you don't get enough oxygen to your brain, so you can't think straight. Some of you are demented. You have Alzheimer's. You don't remember nothing. You're frying everything. All in here. Bread, tender soul, and cheese every day. Bread, tender soul, and cheese. Tea and bread. Tea, bread, tender soul, cheese. Tea, bread, tender soul, cheese. That's where you're getting nutrition from. Some of it, a whole lot of it is missing. Cook food, grow vegetables, plant provision. So when you go to the marketplace, all you gotta do is buy a little bit of oil, or right kind of oil, maybe some coconut oil. You get some flour. Just imagine if you had to go to the market and only buy rice, flour, oil, and sugar. You see what happened to you? If you only had to buy those 4 things every month, you see where your money and what your money will do? You'll be able to do so much more. And the only reason why you can do that is because you're planting, you're farming, you're coming together as family, and you're growing things. And you go over on a Sunday or a Saturday, some okra, some callaloo, you carry some and you bring back. When you come back, it's a whole basket full of things. All because the family is growing. The family that grows together lives longer. The family that grows together saves more. Yeah, I think it's a joke. I ain't gonna get no backyard for that. You get some bucket and some tins and some basin and so, and you put some holes at the bottom, and you plant. Put some soil inside and you plant. And sometimes I would hear that the sun is drying up everything. Okay, if the sun is drying up everything, then get some branches from the coconut tree. You make a little shade for the plants. And when the rain come plenty, you put some barrels and catch the water and you water your plants. You see how much you can save? If the rain come and you put the utensil to catch the water, and you can water the plants with the water, look how much money you can save on water bill. Leave it up to me, my friends. Motorbiking selling, me buying no motorcycle. Guyana don't have roads for motorcycle. Guyana, the drivers in Guyana do not pay attention to motorcyclists and cyclists, not anymore. We don't have roadways for cyclists and motorcyclists. We don't. So you're like a human torpedo because something sooner or later is going to get you because everybody's sharing the same road. Me want a motorbike, not even a bicycle to ride on the road to go anywhere. I don't ride the bicycle in the park because there's no car coming in the park. At least not around the way, the circle that supposed to be walking on. I don't think so. Be a madman to do that. Get out there in the parks. Get some fresh air. Exercise. Put some oxygen into your brain. If you can't go anywhere, as long as your knees are good, get a rope and jump the rope. Do some push-ups and some sit-ups and jump the rope and stretch your body out. Do something for your life. Do something for your body. Don't just sit like a couch potato and get swollen. Use your brains to do creative things. My friends and I were talking a couple of weeks ago when we were growing up. We made our own cars that were on the road driving. Yeah, we did. If we had stayed doing that together, maybe by now we'd be making electric cars and producing them. We made go-karts and we would take turn and push each other. Yes, push or pull. You think it's funny, right? Yes, we did those creative things, but not today. You ain't got a road for that kind of thing today. Back in those days, we had a road for that, and we didn't have too many cars on the road. So you can't do that today to go nowhere. We used to go shopping with the go-kart, with our carts. My friend would push me, and we go on, and I push them, and we go to the market, and we shopping, and we push back home. That was our car. We made those. How many of you could make that today? Before telephone was available easy in your homes, me and my neighbors, we made phones and communicated from one house to the next. We did. Yeah, we did. We created all those things. Tell me what your child creates today. What are your children making today? When I was 8 or 9 years old, 8 or 9, I had a chicken pen. And that chicken became a chicken farm. At 12 years old, my friends who we were in school together were plucking chicken and delivering to places, butcher shops and all that, restaurants. Yes, eggs and chicken. 12 years old. And we earned money from that. Yes, our parents helped us to start with 50 chicken and the eggs, and we created um, our own hatching facilities. The eggs were hatched, and we got chicken after chicken after chicken, and it grew into a big farm. 12 years old. Started at 8 or 9. How many of your children are doing that today? I don't eat chicken anymore. I can still produce chicken. Feed yourselves because what you're buying out there is killing you. I see so many chemicals and metals in people. You think the fish is safe out there today? Think again. Think again. And the worst animal you can eat is the pig. The worst. If a pig dies and you leave him there, the maggots will take over his within minutes. And he will be, that dead pig would be bones in no time. There were so many worms in the pig, so many parasites in the pig. You don't understand. You're not getting it, you know. You're not getting it. I'm trying to teach you how not to get sick. I'm trying to teach you how to stay active so that you can get exercise. And yes, there's something you're going to have to try. But if you do what I'm suggesting to you, it's very few. Very few. And you feel healthier. You'll be able to feed your children and your family. You'll be able to live longer, I think, if you stay out of the way of the mad people who are out there. There are going to be some. We had people who were insane or crazy when I was growing up around, but not too many. Today they're all over the place. We didn't have hardly any homeless people when I was growing up. No. Look how many homeless people we have today. Today we have children who are putting parents out of their own homes in Guyana. Imagine your child that you 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 actually carried that child for 9 months and delivered and nurtured that child, and that same child turns and puts you out of your own house. Don't tell me no, because I spoke with at least one woman who was put out of her house by her own child. I saw her there, and I asked her, I mean, she wasn't old, and she looked fairly healthy. So I went to her and I said, "Mother, what are you doing out here?" She looked at me, "Mother?" I said, "Yes, because I know you're not here with a child. You have to. I'm quite sure you mothered a child." And she smiled. This is no makeup story. She said to me, "I'm out here because my daughter put me out of the house." Yeah, we're going through some real sad times, and the state of mind of the average person today, growing up in society, something is wrong. So next week, I think I plan to have on my program someone share some time with me who can discuss the state of affairs in church, in the Christian life, in society, and how we can change some of that. And he's a Guyanese, and he's a bishop, not in Guyana though. And guess what? We went to school together. Yes, I've asked him to come on my program and spend some time and share with our fellow Guyanese people around the world. Because we only Guyanese look at this program. People all over the place look at it. But it's a Guyanese born and bred program. So I've asked him to come on the program with me and let us discuss state affairs and maybe what we can do about some of it. So gear up for next week because it's going to be good. It's really going to be good. But in closing, because I see time is going, in closing, I I want to say to you that it is important that you be responsible for your lives. You need guidance to help you to be able to get down the right path and maybe to get the right things happening so you can be healthier. That's what we're here for. And when you screen at our clinic and your body tells you, because it's your body telling us what is wrong with it, and it's also telling us what you should avoid to get better. When it tells you that, my friends, you need to listen. Because it's not Dr. Haynes giving you a list of foods to avoid. It's your own body that is saying to you, if you want to get better, stay away from these things because these things made you sick. You need to start listening to your body system. And you need to unlearn some of the bad things that you've learned. Some of us have learned some terrible things. We need to have a program that starts that says unlearning the citizens in our society, unlearning, removing the ills out of your brains and bad habits, removing the things that cause you to lie and slander. Many of us lie and slander and gossip. We need to unlearn those things. They're very destructive. So you stay tuned to the program, my friends. It's going to get better and it's going to get harder. So you take care of yourselves. Till we see you again, God bless you, keep you, and help you to unlearn some of the bad things that you have learned over time. Good night.
Looking for a place for the whole family? Come down to the Toucan Mall in Amelia's Ward, Linden. It's the mall that has it all. We have great food, a relaxing atmosphere, and activities for all ages. Tennis, swimming, and a playground. But the fun doesn't stop after dark. There's even a bar and an arcade. And if you aren't ready to go home yet, we've even got a spacious room for your comfort, complete with air conditioning, Wi-Fi, and a private bathroom. The Toucan Mall can also facilitate your events in our spacious conference hall. We also have a theater with films for the entire family. It's the Toucan Mall located in Amelia's Ward, Linden.